Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. I'm back in all of my glory. So I've had a nice little rest, a nice little recharge, uh, and the holidays are over with. So there's none of that scheduling junk that everybody has to go through on the holidays, and we're back. That's right. I am the AMDM Lee. This, I know you've missed it, is my cup of coffee. And you're watching BridgeWater Knights. Yeah. Oh, I've missed this. All right. So to catch you back up, our party is in Barovia. And after about 2 weeks, they finally made it to Castle Ravenloft, or the castle itself. They are going to confront Strahd. They wandered and walked their way around. Finally went in the back door. Ended up going through all this stuff, and then they've come across this room. This shadowy room that is in perfect order. A great table stands here with its chair, inkwell, and quill carefully set in place. Lances and swords and shields that bear the Barovian crest are all hung neatly on the dark, oak-paneled walls. Behind the desk is a fair-skinned humanoid, quite nicely dressed. He looks at the players and goes, "I've been waiting for you." Now, at this point, now you know if you've watched the other ones. At this point, you know the BridgeWater Knights are very much of a shoot first and ask questions later type of party. So that's exactly what they do. Clay runs up and attacks right off the bat. Well, we roll initiative, and at that point, I got to use a new toy of mine. I have the Google Home. Well, I also got some Wi-Fi light bulbs. So when I ask the Google to roll for initiative, it starts playing the music I play during the fight scenes, and the lights go to poof, red. Oh, it was glorious. It was great. It's a pain in the ass to get the lights to turn back normal after the battle's over, but so all of a sudden the whole room goes into the game room here goes red. So that starts, and we're using Volbeat's Warrior Call as the battle. So the battle commences. Now, I've thrown a couple extra things into the battle. If those of you that are familiar, spoilers. Spoilers. So if you're playing Curse of Strahd, don't watch this video. Just like it and move on. So, knowing my players, I make, and it's deadly. Deadly. So, Rahadin is there. And as you DMs have read this, you know that the Shadow Demon is there. Well, I also threw in a couple of Vampire Spawns to show up the same round as the Shadow Demon. So, first round. Across the table. Clay gets like a 19. Vanik gets a 21. It just goes around the table. They're like 15 and 16. And that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to roll my dice and watch this. I rolled a 4. A 4. Same thing happened to me when I fought Bobby Lasaga. I rolled freaking horrible. So, okay. So I rolled with it. Rolled a 4 for Rahadin. So I'm like, all right, let me roll for the Shadow Demon. Maybe the Shadow Demon will get a... So I rolled. Boom! Rolled a 3. You can see where this is going. Where my dice rolls are at. So I'm like, all right. Let me roll for the vampire spawn. Literally just... Fuck. 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 So my bad guys won last. So, first round. They all come in and do their thing. Rahadin is still standing. He's got like 18 hit points. But he's still standing. With his innate spellcasting abilities that, gives him Misty Step and Phantom Steed. And Magic Weapon and Non-Detection. Well, his abilities were absolutely useless to me. So, I just do what I can. I have him do his attacks with the slashing damage and the multipliers. Now, granted, they were still a little bit damaged from something previous. I don't remember exactly what it was. So when he hit, I hit Clay. Clay was the closest. I hit Clay pretty good. Not only did I hit Clay once, I hit Clay twice pretty good. One of those was a crit. Clay didn't go down. But then they got their next round. So, well, at this point, the Shadow Demon and all of them had their turns in there. Luckily, once they showed up, action economy changed. So the party is then got extra targets. So the party starts spreading out their stuff. Except for Clay. Clay crits. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Clay crit on him. Clay did, no, Clay didn't crit, but Clay did, the hand one, the dangerous, and inflict wounds. That's what Clay did. So Clay grabs Rahadin because they're right there fighting behind the head and headbutts him with inflict wounds. So the frayed just crumbles away. Yeah, that was kind of, a little anticlimactic. But then again, the Shadow Demon was right there. Crit. That's what I crit on. I crit on the Shadow Demon, which does that psychic damage. I love that psychic damage. And still didn't do anything to Clay. Well, I mean, I hurt Clay. I took Clay down to 1 hit point. Clay's still standing. And next round goes through, and, well, they proceed to wipe out the Shadow Demon using the Sun Sword. Terra uses the Sun Sword on the Shadow Demon. Completely eviscerates it. They turned their attention to the 2 vampire spawn. Oh, by the way, which Vanique had entangled. So they spent their round trying to get out of the entanglement. And they're vampire spawn, so they don't go to mist. They're vampire spawn. They're not vampires. So they don't get all the nifty abilities that vampires get. So they make quick work of these vampire spawn. They decide to take a rest. They kind of barricade themselves in the room. They take a short rest. Not a long rest. A short rest. And proceed. They find the hidden exit and proceed down the stairs. So they get down the stairs. On the way down, it triggers the glyph, which produces Strahd at the base of the stairs. So Clay goes up, slice, slice. And I described it as passing through him and him just standing there laughing. That's when they realize, oh, it's an illusion. Never mind. So they just basically ignore it. And then at the end of its round thing, it goes away. So they make it into the cauldron room. And they realize it's a teleporter of some sort, or creates doorways. The cauldron with the timer on it. And they went to the room of the bride. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, actually, they won't see this. So, yeah, they didn't quite go where they thought they were gonna go. They thought they were gonna stay in Strahd's castle, but didn't. So they are in the cauldron room at Brazier room at K78. I read the descriptions. They go check all the doors to see what's going on there. They don't go through any of them except for into the torture room to look down. So they decide to go back, and for a few minutes they figure out by putting the stone. Well, after I read it to them a couple of times, they realize if they put a stone into the fire, so they go to the Master's Bride. Well, they put that in there, nothing happens. They go check all the doors. They do it again. They check all the doors. And then finally one of them goes, I put my hand in the fire. I said, poof, they're gone. And the other ones are like, and I'm like, the timer's running out. Make a decision. And they all put their hands in the fire. And one of the players goes, man, it's the quickest TPK I've ever seen. And I'm starting to laugh because that would have been freaking brilliant to have that be a sphere of annihilation. Oh, that would have been brilliant. I wish I would have done that. But now they're transported to the Master's Bride, which all of y'all know is the Abbey at St. Markovia. They're nowhere near the castle again. It's brilliant. It is so funny. Oh my goodness. That is going to be so funny when I actually realize all I did was read the room, so they don't even know yet. They're not even in the castle anymore. That's all I got now, guys. So that's where we ended that game. So now it's going to be so much fun. All right, guys. So every like is inspiration, every share is advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me gain 300 experience points so I can get to second level. And as always, the AMDM does hereby authorize you to gain 10 experience points for every video that you share. Just tell your DM the AMDM said so. That's all I got for now, guys. Go forth and roll some dice.